Pam pam padam pam pam. We are live on Facebook, on Femcom TT on Facebook, and it is Giving Trouble. That's what the GT stands for there. Giving Trouble on Lockdown. Now, when we were in lockdown, we used to use this title, but I can't find the correct title right now. So
That's okay. It's okay.
we
Because
GT on lockdown today,
Hi, by the way, that's Lyrics and I'm Just Lisa.
Just Lisa.
And we are Femcom. In case you don't know, we're stand-up comedians from Trinidad and Tobago. We're feminists.
Yes, right.
Some people find us unfunny, but you know what? They don't have shows. So, welcome to Giving Trouble.
We're funny as hell. Not just funny looking. All right. So, we have a show for y'all today. We've actually prepared and stuff. It's like a whole thing. It's a whole thing. All right. Just Lisa, what are we doing today, Gil? Tell the people.
Well, today we have a very special guest.
Super
His name
special.
is super special. His name is Kevin Sawyer, and he is one of the stand-up comedians that we work with on the circuit. Yes, we have a circuit. And yes, it's mostly men. And so Kevin is one of our brothers in arms in this circuit, and we invited him to just come on and talk about what he's been doing. He's been making some really funny videos. I think we're gonna drop a couple of them on the show. No, drop. We're gonna drop a couple of them on the show.
And we want to see you guys going and liking his work and subscribing if you haven't yet. He's actually significantly more popular than us, actually. He has a huge following on YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram. He is a writer. I think he's the best comedy writer in the Caribbean.
Other than us.
Than I've seen. Other than us, yes. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Right? We just need our tune, right? And I love him so much, and I'm really looking forward to talking to him. But before we talk to Kevin, our treat for today, our nice treat, we wanted to touch a little bit on what's going on with coronavirus around the world.
Right. Is Avril there yet? Because this news is going to go straight to her heart. Amitabh Bachchan and his whole family get COVID.
No.
So this one is, his whole family. The son, Abhishek, the daughter-in-law, Ashwarya Rai, which is a really hard thing to say when you have tight tongue. Please
forgive me. Of course, that is.
But his whole family have COVID. He and his son in hospital in India, and the rest of them at home recovering. But it's real. It's real, for them. Yeah. So my condolences going out to all the Bollywood fans who they're now clutching their pearls over poor Amitabh Bachchan. So
yeah, and there's a whole wave of sort of like weird reactions to coronavirus all over the world. In Australia, they have this weird lockdown where they just have this one little community that's made up mostly of people of color and immigrants, and they just have them locked down alone, and they can't even leave their apartment. And real police there to enforce it, and they're just bringing them, and they're supposedly bringing them food and stuff, and people complaining, they're feeling totally, incarcerated and locked up. So there's a lot going on around the world with coronavirus. I know in India as well, they're having some issues with their lockdown.
Well, the thing is that as countries open, and the US is finding this out, as countries reopen from the lockdown, they have realized that the infections spike again, because as soon as people get the chance to rub up on one another, what are they gonna do? Not rub up on one another?
Yeah. Exactly. And right here we have school reopening, you
in
know.
September.
Yes, yes,
Morning,
yes. Good
David.
morning to David. Getting up,
Yeah.
school is reopening and there's all these guidelines
Yeah, they
uh,
put any children back on shift system.
on the newspapers. Ooh, back to ship system, boy.
Shift system, but it'll be like
Second senior comp days.
right, but not morning, afternoon. It'll be days in between. So
Okay,
like one day
everybody.
you, next day the next group, that kind of thing.
All right. So everybody who has those kids getting back to school,
Mhm.
definitely go check out the guidelines, see what's happening, what your kids will be enduring. And I believe it is just the standard fives and the form fives, those who are going into exams who are returning to school.
For the moment, but by September, school's going to reopen. That's what they say. They've outlined the term dates and everything for next year already. They're really intent on bringing those kids back to school.
Yeah,
So,
that's
I
for
mean, I could see
sure.
it, I don't have, your kid's not in school and my kids, adults and out of the house. But I could see that if I had small children, school age children, I would need for them to be back in school. It's really, and you're seeing it on, I mean, everybody has patience for it now, and everybody's like, ha ha ha, look, everybody's work is being interrupted by young people, and it's so cute. But it's
Yeah.
not cute when you are actually the person who's working, and the young person is like, mommy, mommy, mom, ma,
Yes, I have to say I've done some cruel things here in my own home while working from home, and I do a lot of online teaching, and I'm there doing a seminar, and my daughter, my poor 5-year-old sweetheart, is there going, mommy, I want to download a game, and I'm just like handing her face like, no, and, and
please
I'm
give
doing
away.
that, I'm like this, but I'm looking at the camera like da 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 da. People don't even know. My whole
Oh,
hand is in my poor child's face. And I'm
it's
like, where is the
rough.
somebody needs it to do interception work here.
No, it's really rough. It's really rough, particularly as you know, obviously, women bear the brunt of taking care of the kids and seeing for the
Absolutely.
house. And all them months when restaurants was closed, who is the backside who was in the kitchen? Well, it wasn't me, but who in another home? Who is the
Listen.
backside who's in the kitchen trying to figure out breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks for children? For who is the person who, now that everybody's gone back to work, has to sacrifice and stay home with the children because they're not in school? Yeah,
It's
it's really
it's a
it's rough on
whole
women.
well, that work isn't respected. We've talked about this. It's a big movement all over the world to give more respect to women's work, as they call it, or domestic work. And there's also a lot of campaigns trying to get men to understand that it's a shared responsibility. It have no more come home and somebody take off your boots and you just sit down and read the papers while she keeps the kids away from you so you could unwind. So if you're interested in getting some more creative skills, let me just segue real clunky here into the mentoring with the masters program, which is a program that pairs mentors with groups of participants who are interested in learning these creative skills to, I don't know, further your career, for your own self development and human enrichment, all these different things. So that stuff is up right now on the community development, culture and the arts website. So you can go check that out. And I have to also say, I must, my own mentor for the past 20 years, Ellen O'Malley Camps, who's also known as Helen Camps, is a mentor this year. And I think that's going to be a very exciting program. So guys, check out the Mentoring with the Masters program.
Can I just tell you, I had a handful of sessions with Ellen, and I mean, she destroyed me and then she built me up. It was amazing. It was
It's good work.
amazing.
It's
It was
good work.
amazing.
It's good
Yeah.
work, right?
She's really one of the most powerful. And Shastri Maharaj, too, who is also one of the facilitators that they've brought on as a mentor. He literally wrote the textbook for CXC Visual Arts. Yes, folks. So, guys, it's a great opportunity, a unique opportunity. You don't have to pay to do the mentoring.
It's
Lyrics and I,
free.
we did it with Wendell Manwarren a couple of years
Yeah,
ago. Life-changing experience.
I would say that directly led to us starting comedy together as well as forming FemCon. So, we're here because of our mentoring with the master's program. And just quickly before we let Kevin in, because he's standing by,
Kevin,
professional, unlike us. Last year, I also participated in another mentoring program with Lisa Wickham. And we created a short film together called The Interview. And that's actually going to be on TTT on the 18th of this month. So very soon. I don't know what date it is. Yeah, in 4 days, it's the 14th.
I didn't know what date it is.
It's going to be on TTT. And that film, it's a short. It's also been accepted into the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival. So, you all didn't need to see my bra strap for me to do that.
Dust off your shoulder. Dust off your shoulder.
Big up myself. All right, guys. So I'm going to join Mr. Kevin Sawyer now, our guest of Hannah. Hi, Kevin.
Hi. It's an honor. I mostly love this because I get to spend time with you all because I miss you all so much. So, yeah.
Hey, Mark Leveau. What's up? And Faye. Hey.
So many people saying hi this morning. It's nice.
So man. Well, Kevin boy, I could never have now my relationship with these boys in this comedy circuit. I always say boys because most of them are around the age of my child, my oldest child.
They're men.
Some of them are around the age of my youngest child. So I just make some of them call me Auntie Lisa and all kind of thing. But so I have a kind of a strange relationship with them, but I do miss them. I miss hanging around with these irreverent, loud sort of.
You sound almost like you're disappointed in yourself, like it's an admission of. I miss them. I'm not proud of it. It's not something I'm proud of, but I miss them. Yeah.
It really surprised me, but I mean, here's my darling.
I think the feeling is mutual. It's definitely mutual for me and you all, but I think across the board we all miss each other because it was such a community. And we really and it was so sudden too. Like, we were planning so many things and this thing happened. So
we were doing the
Laugh on the Ave.
Comedy Friends, Laugh on the Ave.
Yeah, which is a whole collaborative effort of so many of us, like you're getting 9 comedians on one night, spanning all kinds of So hopefully that can happen again.
Yes, soon, because look, Napa and Queens Hall and all them places opening back, Government sent 40-page guidelines, so we
and they're offering 50% off the fee. I wish that I had some capital. I would book a spot for us.
Well, I saw Kes eyeing it already. Kes definitely have the capital. Kes making that Christian money.
That's good. Money. Jesus bless dollar.
That Christian
money. Of course, he's talking about our brother Kes Christian Ramsey.
Christian Ramsey,
a fellow comedian and content creator. He's been around for a long time. A well-known professional in our industry.
And so, hella funny. Did I say hell? I'm sorry.
It's good. Yes, he is. Right. For sure.
So, Kevin, how would you say, like, personally, this COVID-19 coronavirus, how has it impacted you?
Well, for me, it'll be a little different. Being someone with a disability, I just have to drop that. Sorry, just have to show the disability card sometimes. So being someone with a disability, for me, I wasn't due to accessibility and mobility and stuff like that. I don't get around as much as many other people. So for me, the quarantining part of it wasn't that big of a difference to me. Well, it was a bit extreme, but it wasn't that crazy for me.
Right.
It was interesting observing other people and how they were managing with it and seeing how they were dealing and navigating that new space. I was quite concerned, I would say. I think I was extremely worried at first, just because I've been through the whole the things that they mentioned when they warn you about COVID, the respiratory issues, being the ventilators and the ICU and the HDU, and I've been there, I've done that, I don't want to do it again. I'm like, no. So when it came to quarantine, I was quarantined, like hand me things by the gate, hook it on the gate and leave it there. Like I was thankfully I have a really supportive family, my brothers, and they are really supportive, so they helped me out and stuff. So as far as navigating, as far as that was fine for me. For me, the things I struggled with were not being able to perform, the loss in a sense of that community that we were building and the things we were doing, because as I said, we didn't get to do these shows like we were planning, and we were planning so many other things individually and collaboratively. And I was getting ready, we were beginning writing for the roadie show for the second season, and had written for some other people for like school tours and stuff, so we were doing things were happening,
There was a real sense of momentum. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I challenged myself. I was like, I'm gonna do poetry slam this year, and I got into the semifinals of poetry slam, and everything immediately just
on your face and all the puppy show.
So everything, we were planning and we were doing, all this momentum just came to a halt, and so that was a little difficult. I know it was difficult for a lot of other people. So it was just me observing that, and it was a lot of introspection, and it was very revealing.
Yeah.
And Well,
I want to share very quickly here one of your videos that you did during quarantine. It's just about a minute. It's called the Quarantine Monster. All right, so let's take this in.
Hello. I'm going to take a shower at Danny. We just took a shower yesterday, and this morning now I have to shower again to go where? Nowhere. Put the towel down, Aquaman. I down. What's that? I'm going to go lunch for who? Gordon Ramsay? It's lunch. I forgot that some during the movie. There's no movie on time, quick one on. No, I have to wait after the movie. That's almost done. It's not even on yet. Then hurry and quick one on done. I just eat. My belly is full. Your food belly is full. Your snack belly is empty.
Yeah, it was so ridiculous.
True though.
Sickening Gabriel Bridge-Mohan, one of our brothers.
Oh no.
The one we want to disown.
Never. He's the biggest, funniest Muslim in Trinidad. True, right?
That video really resonated with me, Kevin.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people went through those feelings during the quarantine.
Yes. Actually, that was inspired, I think, by my own experiences and stuff, but the actual main person that inspired that was Jerome, because he got a little candid at one point about like just how horrible he thought, things, because he's so active now and being home, he just couldn't stand it and all these things he mentioned. So I kind of just ran with that. But yeah, it resonates with a lot of people, because that's really what it was like. You're just there, the day and night and you just eating whatever, doing whatever, getting up whenever. It was very whatever time. Yeah.
I knew what was happening, like in terms of hours, because my dogs have to pee like every few hours. So I'd be like lying down there, the covers up to my neck.
You there living by a dog pee clock? That's what really went on with you. Dog your clock.
Yeah, take it where you could get it.
So Kevin, I really want to hear your feedback on what your feelings were around the Black Lives Matter movement, the protests in the States, the protests here. How was that for you?
Can I just jump in and say I almost used the picture of you with the Diane's menu in your hand? And I was like, that would be too wicked.
It would. Yeah. That in itself, again, another thing, I think 2020 on a whole has been so revealing. I think we're going through unnecessary things have been coming to the forefront that's really, really necessary. That we have these discussions, we have the discourse, and we have the uncomfortable conversations and that kind of thing. So it's been a lot of that. For me, for some reason, like I was aware of all the tensions in the States as far as race-related issues, but for one day I just happened to come across. I normally don't watch videos where I know it's going to be some black person being,
right? You don't want to be
I
triggered.
avoid those. Yeah, I try to just okay, I could read through the comments and get a gist, But for some reason, that one day I went through and I watched that 10-minute video of the George Floyd thing, and I'm not I'm never really accused of being the most sensitive person, and I was moved, and I could to me it was insane, and yeah, from then on I just couldn't help but speak out. And I don't know, it was overwhelming what happened there. That really really moved me. I that interrupted my sleep, that interrupted my days, that made things a lot less funny. There was nothing to laugh about for me at that point in time, And then the response to Trinidad and Tobago, it was very revealing. We had people who didn't care, some people who justified it. It's a lot of things, and that was really. It was tough. We had some tough conversations, but I was down to have them because I was just that moved. Yeah. So I was engaging with anybody. And not unlike now with the killings we had. Well, the shootings we had.
Killings. They were killed.
Killings, yeah.
But again, some people still, say it's not the case, and so we don't, so you can't really say it. But
you can't say homicide because homicide is a particular category of crime.
Okay.
But killing is causing the death of something.
Don't worry, don't get more realistic than the Lisa.
Because you know what I've been doing for the last several weeks? Watching Law and Order.
Okay. Yeah, so it's been quite moving. It's quite revealing. I think it's a necessary time. As I said, the conversations need to be had, and I'm just looking at things now a different way. People have a very linear way of looking at things, and a lot of stereotypes and broad generalizations. We need to come out of that and I think with the advent of technology and the ability to do social media and the phones and everything, we get to see things in a different way, and we get to interact with people and engage with people. And now we realize it's not just, everybody in a certain area is just a bad person. And you don't just label people pests. You don't just exterminate human beings, and you don't just look at where they are now and look at the issues that they're facing now and don't look at the history and the context. And, so yeah, I just hope we could get to a point where we could look at things just collectively as a nation, probably a Caribbean as a world, in a more holistic way, so we do generalize and have as much ignorance and stuff now.
Kevin, I want to ask, what is your own experience around this? Because I know every black man I know has been pulled up by police, either for doing nothing, like standing around, or for being with the wrong people or being in the wrong place. Did that ever happen to you?
I've never been, I don't think yes, I would have been. So yeah, I probably had one or two experiences. So, as far as police stopping me, I remember when I finished CSEC and, my job at the point in time would have been to drop my little sister, Lisa, to school. She has special needs, and so I would drop her to school in Tacarigua, and there's the Eddie Hard grounds right there. And so I'll be walking through listening on my MP3 player to music or whatever. And like this one day I kind of lean up on a bench or something. I didn't go any maxi yet. I was listening to my music. And then these two police officers run and, they approach me fast and they, cut me down and whatever. They question me. Of course, I answered all the questions. And then they just let me know that somebody fit my description in the area doing something or the other. I don't know, but it was whatever. I don't know what the description, but the description probably was just, some black boy in a short pants or something. There was that.
So true.
Yeah, but I haven't had any violent altercations, anything. I remember being when I was in hospital as well, I might have posted that online. Like with my hair, I had cane rows and stuff. And for some reason, when I had cane rows, I was the same as now. I had a disability. It was related to, a spinal injury. So people would just automatically, because of the hairstyle, say, "Oh my gosh, how you got shot?" Like I once had this prison officer convinced he's watching me. This prison officer is convinced. He's like, "No, I know you from Remand Yard. It's you self what you went and do." And it convinces me from Remand Yard, and I was in prison and
is the same fella from Tacarigua.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah. So people. So yeah, but generally in life, I haven't really come face to face with that, from a Caucasian person or anything like that. And for me, the experiences I've had with persons who are like just white people, they all happen to like I always have a white boss for some reason. Like in recent years, at least the last 3 have been white, and they have all been extremely progressive, extremely kind and accommodating and great. So I can't say anything bad. Like I can't agree with the generalizations about
no negative massa experiences.
No. In fact, like when we tell a black inside joke, it almost feels like, oh gosh, you know, we want to make them feel included. That is, you know, but yeah, as I haven't had that experience, it's crazy to me. But when I see it online, definitely it touches, it resonates with me and stuff. And yeah.
So Kevin, last question to wrap this up here. Where, what do you see for the future? Like, we're heading into this sort of new normal. Coronavirus is not here, but it's around. We still have a lot of issues unearthed and in the air with Black Lives Matter. Creatives don't have work, artist registry, they're giving grants. What do you see yourself in terms of moving forward into the future?
Gosh, there are those things that you mentioned. There are so many things that we need to work on as a society. Just even when you mentioned grants, like you all hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stay right there. No.
You hearing us?
Hello?
Oh, you're going sideways.
Okay, all right, cool. But you could just okay. Well, I'm ready anyway.
Oh, that's the call.
Okay.
Can you pick up?
Oh well.
You should have done on time, man.
Yeah, we can't hear the man had to go.
Am I still on?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still on.
We hear your whole call. Don't talk none of your business. All right,
he muted himself now.
Yeah, he has to go. All right.
Okay, but we were so super glad to have you on, Kevin.
Yes,
and we're gonna show one more video of yours before we get out of the show today. So thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, Kevin, you really added to our show today, and really appreciated your wisdom and your perspective. Is he back? Hi, are you back?
But he's muted.
He's muted. You're muted. Hey, you can hear us? Okay, great.
Yes.
So we were just saying thanks so much for being on the show with us today. What we say, well, guys, today go on the right person.
No, I wasn't. No. That's right. Quite a distance away. But yeah. Now, as I was saying, it's important. The things that you mentioned are really important. And we have a lot to do as far as having those conversations and those realizations that like for instance, as far as performers and the arts, like the arts has a really important part to play in, society. And I'm surprised, not surprised, but I hope that more creatives take on these topics and, especially locally, and find ways to use their art to educate and start dialogues, and that's something that I think I want to do as well. Whatever I do next, I think the responsible thing is to mention stuff about, the things that we went through and the things that we're seeing in society. So I hope the arts does, more as far as that. I hope there's that more spaces are created for creatives and more opportunities for us to, have a positive impact and do what we do. Because we are so often creating our own spaces all the time, which we will continue to do.
Yeah.
But you all are pioneers, in your own right.
Thank you.
And so I hope that's recognized. I hope people use those resources, our local resources. We have a lot of talent and knowledge and stuff here that we could tap into.
I agree so much,
Yes, I'm hoping for that. I hope for more opportunities for all of us. I miss you all, and I just want us to be able to do what we love and make that positive impact that we all want to make and make money too.
I hear that, and all of it is possible and valid, and we deserve it.
Kevin, how can we find you online? Our viewers and
so just Kevin Sawyer. You can look for me on Facebook or my name with all the vowels on everything else. So KVNSYR on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, you could just find me there.
Yeah, and
I haven't
guys,
started our OnlyFans yet, but I probably should.
ooh, I will subscribe to that. I'll be like, putting in my instructions, do as I say.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, thank you so much for
Yeah.
being on the show today. We really, really appreciate it. Thanks for sharing your perspective, your wisdom, your experience, and of course, you're funny. And I hope
Thank
we
you.
get to have a show together soon. Enjoy
Soon.
the
Yes.
Oh my God, soon.
Yes.
Travel
Miss
soon.
you all. Miss you all. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, bye, my brother.
All right.
Bye, Kev.
Bye-bye. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
A little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You're welcome. God damn it.
Okay, great. So we're just gonna close off here now.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. Remember to like and share, and remember also that we have a Fund Me TNT page for the Given Trouble show, and we haven't got our creatives grant yet from the ministry,
But we
and we still have groceries. And I have 2 dogs to feed and a cat and a husband. So guys,
yes.
please, any what they say, many mickles make a muckle.
Many makers make a muckle, right?
So
we're just gonna leave you now with a little bit of Kevin's quarantine comedy. And thanks so much to all. I know, right? Thanks so much to all our viewers and supporters. Thanks so much. And of course, we have our GoFundMe, our FundMe TT page, FundMe TNT page. If you want to support the Given Trouble show with Lyrix and Just Lisa here on Facebook, so we could spread and grow and propagate. And please make sure and like, share, and subscribe to our very dear friend Kevin Sawyer. He is so talented and so funny.
Okay, hi everyone, and thank you for attending our virtual meeting. Just to update each other on our operation during quarantine. If no one else wants to go first, I'll know the numbers have been amazing. It's been funny because I was just about to say the exact same thing. Yes, quarantine has definitely boosted my production. It has. That's what I'm saying. I was saying it should be permanent. In my opinion, it should be permanent. Wow. Has anyone else had the same experience? Happiness, what about you? Oh, look me on this spot now. Well, to be honest, I must say, it's been, I would say, it's kind of hard, to be honest. I don't do so good. I probably need to talk to somebody, to be honest. You can do that a lot better. Well, that is very serious. That is definitely something we should discuss as soon as possible at our next meeting. Yeah, just add that to the channel right now.